Hello, everyone. I wanted to say a few words about the fourth essay assignment, uh, in which you are called upon to do a number of things. The first is to think about the idea of the Book of Life, which is presented in both of the essays in part four by Hartshorne, of course, and by Jonas, too. Of course, there are differences. There are differences in their particular conception of what the Book of Life means. I guess the most important difference is that Hartshorne thinks that we all write our own, whereas Jonas thinks we're all part of the same big Book of Life. That's an important difference, but may not be uh, directly relevant or something you should focus on for this essay assignment. I want you to think of the Book of Life idea in sort of general way as it's presented by them, and think about it in comparison to the versions of immortality that are proposed by Plato and Landsberg. One of the things that I said in the overview is it's quite clear that the Book of Life idea, the versions of immortality that are suggested by Hartshorne and Jonas are much diminished. They are not as extravagant. They are not as full-blown ideas of immortality as those that are offered by Landsberg and Plato. And so they may be less satisfying in that respect. However, in being more moderate, they may be more acceptable in an intellectual way, is sort of what I'm thinking, is that there's less that they need to prove. Plato and Landsberg both had the idea of an afterlife that entailed new experiences, for instance, one in which the philosopher got to experience truth, and in Landsberg, one in which the individual person truly fulfills themselves, becomes what they were meant to be in life but never could be. Those can be difficult things to try to make plausible in a rational sense. So what I'm thinking is, if it would really depend. I mean, which version do you think is more sensible in a general sense? Which version do you think is more acceptable? The Book of Life, the more diminished, or the more radical, full-blown ideas of Plato and Landsberg? So I think it's clear that thinkers like Jonas and Hartshorne are offering an alternative to our traditional notions of immortality. I guess what I'm asking you in this paper is, do you think that those alternatives are better than the more traditional notions that are offered by thinkers like Plato and Landsberg? Of course, all of this is just general. I mean, what I'm saying now, to actually write the paper, you have to know all four thinkers, especially in this case, you have to know Hartshorne and Jonas. So that's the most important thing, is to feel comfortable enough with these four thinkers that you can write something confidently about them. And what does that mean? It means rereading them, and it means looking at the videos if they're helpful. And that is the preparatory work, really, is feeling yourself in command of all four thinkers so that you can write about them confidently, so that you can compare them with each other, so that you can analyze their ideas and evaluate them. So I would say that's the most important thing, is to feel confident that you really know what Hartshorne is getting at. You really know that Jonas is getting at, and you can think of them in broad terms in comparison with thinkers like Plato and Landsberg. But I hope that helps. I think one of the things, in addition to this video, that you might want to do is to look at the part 4 overview video, where I have this essay assignment in mind, and I might say some things there that might be more helpful. But that's about all I have to say. As always, if you have particular questions still, or you would like clarification or guidance in how to approach this assignment, feel free to contact me and I'll do my best to respond.